The only area within a 5-state region where no battle was tolerated nor permitted, because it was understood if you came into the Black Hills, you came to heal yourself. That's a little bit of the history and the background of the land that we're sharing here today. A little bit about myself. I have been sharing and educating Native American culture and history for more than 15 years. In these 15 years, I've been in a handful of places, met a handful of interesting people. I spent the last 14 years out there on the East Coast, a small town in Virginia called Newport News. And from this area, I was able to go north and south and travel and got to meet lots of different nations of people out there. I've come to understand there's roughly 600 different nations of people here in these United States. Now, I've been able to perform in such places as the world's largest children's museum in Indianapolis, Indiana. I've also been able to perform at the National Museum of the American Indian over there in Washington, D.C. And a few years ago, in Charlottesville, Virginia, we had the rare and unique opportunity to not only perform for, but meet His Holiness the 14th Dalai Lama. So we've been some places, we've done some things, we're always eager to share our culture with those people who might listen. Now, on my travels, the places I've been, and the things that I've seen and done, I have yet to meet one tribe of people who does this. We don't do that. We don't do that either. That was somebody's concept or idea of something they could never understand. Now, being an educator, I'm always asking questions. And some of the questions I've been answered, some of the more memorable ones have been given to me from our adults. Because not too many people have had the opportunity to sit down and visit with a native to ask them what makes their culture separate from the others. Some of the more memorable questions that I've been given. What kind of food do you people eat? Well, we like Pizza Hut and Taco Bell like everybody else. Do your people still live inside teepees? There's no room for satellite dishes or hot tubs. No. Did you ride a horse to get here? No, but I do drive a Bronco. The most frequently asked question we get above all else, are you a real Indian? With over 600 different nations of people here, I ask those people, what do they look like? Because I look like my people. I look like my Oglala people. I look like my Lakota people. Then I take their question and I give it back to them. I'm going to ask for a little bit of audience participation here. This is very important, and soon you're going to see why. I'm going to ask those of you out there, if you have heard or know for a fact you have Native American in your bloodline, please raise your hands. Put those hands up there. Okay, now keep them way up there, okay? Now, those of you without your hands up, take a look around at those of us who do. Because the question for the day is what a Native American looks like. Those people with their hands up. That is what a Native American looks like today. Thank you for representing your ancestors. Thank you for representing your people. Now you see we all look a little bit different. But what binds us all together and makes us unique is we have a homeland. We have an area where we know our people come from. We have several creation stories to go along with this homeland. We are always proud to represent who we are, no matter where we are. Today I'm going to be sharing with you a handful of the dances that we do at our modern day powwow circuit. The origins of these dances, they were explained to me, and how our people got these particular dances. Now, many of us are familiar with the picture of a gentleman who would have on his back what we call a bustle, usually made up of eagle feathers, sometimes hawk feathers, and sometimes these bustles are presented as gifts as a sign of respect between dancers or dancers' families. We get this traditional dance from the time our men would come back from hunting parties, war parties, or horse capturing parties. They would be welcomed back into the camps with songs. And during these songs, these men would act out certain actions they did on their particular parties, such as the way they might have moved the weeds and the grass onto the tracks of the animal they were looking for, or how they might have looked around the trees and the rocks to see if the enemy that they had felt was in the neighborhood had seen them first. These actions were done to tell their stories, and today, our traditional men dancers are still telling these stories through the dances. The outfit that I'm wearing belongs to that of what we call a grass dancer. Grass dancer. We kept this dance hidden from the American public till about 1963. We decided to bring it out to show the American people we have yet another form of dancing. Now, all across Indian America, we see certain things, we take them, we pick them, we take them home with us, we give it our own little twist, and we claim it as our own. A lot of the stuff that we wear today as dancers come from other places, other nations, but we need to know our history. So as it is, some of our relatives from the Omaha Nation came up and shared that the grass dance originated at the Omaha Powwow, where many of our nations up here on the Northern Plains got together. We established some rules as to which way the men would be dancing and celebrating, the way the women would dance, the way the children would dance also. Because without these rules, pretty soon our ways of doing things would just be history. We would be out there just guessing at what we can do. So today, we still follow these rules that we celebrate the Great Omaha Powwow. So I want to say thank you to our Omaha relatives who say the grass dance originated there. But also, some of our relatives from the northeast over there, from Minnesota, they came down and shared that the grass dance originated in Minnesota. So we always give credit where the credit is due. So thank you for those relatives for sharing this grass dance origin. Now, how I got this grass dance? More than 16 years ago, I was blessed with 4 teachers, 4 mentors, who shared with me this grass dance and how our people got it. They shared with me 2 stories. One, a servitude story, or the purpose or function of the grass dancer. And the other one is a spiritual origin, or a magic story, if you would. Now, what made these mentors, these teachers that I had unique is they were all in their 70s, and they were still dancing this grass dance. They shared with me the origin story, the servitude story, talks of a time when our people moved camps. We traveled in small groups of teepees, sometimes as little as 5 to 10, and some of our camps were a little bit bigger than that. But when our elders, chiefs, and medicine men got together and said, this is a place we're going to have our gathering, they selected from their warriors a handful to step forward and perform this grass dance. It was a huge honor to be chosen to serve your people in this manner, because the grass dancer's duty, privilege, was to literally dance down the tall grasses that were up here on the northern plains in order for our people to put up our teepees. So the grass dancer was preparing a place for the people by dancing down the grasses so we could put up our homes. We keep ties to these old traditions because today, no matter which nation we come from, all of our grass dancers still wear what we call yokes, because we are still bound to serve our people in this manner, even though today it's mostly symbolic. Some of our older MCs at our gatherings and powwows, before anything happens inside that area, that dancing area, they will ask the grass dancers to come out and yet again dance down the grasses to prepare a place for our people. So now we know how the grass dancer served his people. He danced down the grasses to prepare a place for us to put up our homes. We also have a spiritual origin, and this story tells us of a young boy whose legs were not like everyone else's. He could not dance or play or run like the other children. He would spend a better part of his day away from his camp and sit in pockets of what we call sweetgrass. Sweetgrass is a unique medicine that our people still use today. On a day in particular, Creator himself see this little boy sitting away from his camp in the sweetgrass, and he was curious. He went to this little boy, and he asked him, "Why are you here all alone? Why are you away from your camp?" The little boy says, "My legs are not like everyone else's. I cannot dance, I cannot play, I cannot run like the other children. This is where I spend my days." So Creator looks upon this boy with favor, and he tells this little boy, at the next gathering, you're going to be dancing. And he sings a song to this little boy. The little boy learns this song, and he takes the song back to his grandfather's teepee, and he tells his grandfather, at the next gathering, I'm going to be dancing. The grandfather says, your legs are not like everyone else's. You cannot run, you cannot play, you cannot dance. The little boy says, Creator gave me this song. The grandfather tells the little boy, you have to make your own outfit. The little boy could have taken his time to gather his feathers together for his bustle, for the rest of his outfit, but he decides to do something different. He decides to build an outfit that said thank you to the things that were there with him for the better part of his short life at that time. And that was the sweet grass. The yarns and fringes that I'm wearing today would have been made from this sweet grass a long time ago. And as this little boy is building that first grass dance outfit, he's teaching the special song Creator gave him to his best friend. And at the next gathering, the little boy gets out there in the dance area, and his best friend starts singing that special song. Because of the Creator's love for this little boy, the little boy's faith in his Creator, as a special song was being sung, the little boy's legs were getting stronger and stronger. And at the end of the special song, the little boy's legs were healed to full strength. So now we know the spiritual origin, the story of that little boy and how his legs were healed, that special song. Today we have two styles of grass dance that we share at our powwows and gatherings. One is a contemporary style, lots of movement throughout the dance area, lots of footwork, lots of speed. And we use this style in our contests in order for the judges to see our numbers more frequently. But the style I like to share is a style that I was taught, the old style. I like this old style not just because I myself am old, but because of the stories that come with it, of how we dance down the grasses, the story of the little boy. I'd like to take a moment to say thank you to everyone who makes it possible to be here today. Thank you to my teachers, my mentors, who shared with me this grass dance. I'd like to say thank you to my family, who believed in me in a time when I didn't believe in myself. They reintroduced me to this culture, to these ways. And because of them doing that, on September 15th of this year, we'll make 21 years drug-free. And on August 21st, we'll make 15 years alcohol-free. These ways literally saved my life. So thank you to my family for believing in me. I'd also like to say thank you. Thank you. I'd also like to say thank you